Galen Robinson is probably the most important recruit we've had since I've been here because he bought into our vision when there was nothing there to see. We didn't have a prize facility. Galen Robinson is probably the most important recruit we've had since I've been here because he bought into our vision when there was nothing there to see. We didn't have a prize facility. The renovation of old High-Fines was strictly a rumor. None of that stuff was there. We sold him on being our starting point guard and helping us change this, bring excitement back to UofH basketball. Be one of the first people to be part of this turnaround. And he bought into that. Now, it helped that he came from a really tight-knit family. His mother, he has an incredible mother. She was a big key because I knew that recruiting Galen, he probably wasn't going to go far from his mom. And his grandfather was a big basketball fan. So Galen's been he's gone from a boy. He wasn't a man when he got here. He had to grow up. But he's grown up into a tremendous leader. He's become the face of our basketball program. And I couldn't be happier for him. And I couldn't be happier that it's a Houston kid.
Really everything about what being a leader is in a system like Coach Sampson's. He's been a perfect model of what it means of sweat equity. Late nights in the gym, working all the time. You see how his development from last year when people were saying he's not a shooter to now he's, you gotta be able to he's able to knock the shot down and just his hunger and his drive. And you see it every day, every time he plays on the court. It's a blessing to have someone, have a leader like him.
Me and Galen are extremely close, and having him gone after this year is going to be a huge drop off from our team, a huge loss for our team, and a huge loss, and just having that vibe and that personality being around you every day. So Galen's an essential part of this team, and he's definitely going to do this. Galen, we're going to miss you, especially on the defensive end, and we all love you, man. We hope you do great things.
Well, Galen's he's gone from a boy. He wasn't a man when he got here. He had to grow up. But he's grown up into a tremendous leader. He's become the face of our basketball program. And I couldn't be happier for him. And I couldn't be happier that it's a Houston kid. Gonna miss Galen.
So we decided, what the hell? Let's go find Galen's senior video and use it. Today was unbelievable. You're watching Cats, the Cougar Afterthought Show from GoCougs.com. Brad Towns is to my this way left. No, right on your screen. Hi. And then Galen Robinson, the Godfather, who was the guy that started all this. Y'all can see behind me, the crowd is still here. They're still mingling. They're asking every guy. John, how you doing, bud? I'm just gonna make friends. They're still mingling on the court. Everybody's asking for every player, just this photo and that photo, and grabbing them in 1 second, and give me this and give me that. But they deserve it. They deserve all the attention. Did either of you think it was going to be this big of an ass whooping?
Absolutely. I knew for sure it was going to be a double-digit win. Now, obviously 30. I didn't guess 30, but I thought.
Okay, well, that's what we're talking about.
Well, we talked about this. Oh, nice.
You feel me?
Fancy.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel me, Town? That's how we do it, man.
Yeah, we remember we talked about this after the beating we took up in Kansas, because the one thing that stood out the most about that game is that we turned them over 18 times.
18 times.
And they shot 68% from the field. and over 50% from three. And I believe we made sure to point out that if they just shoot their regular average, we beat them easily. And if they would have, they shot pretty terrible tonight or today. But even if we would have held them to their average, we would have still beat them by 15. So it was pretty much right on exactly what we expected. And the best part is McCullough started and played until they tapped out.
I'm going to say Kansas made a lot of shots.
If it was a 1 or 2 point game, they would have left them in there. But them keeping them out, that was essentially them throwing the towel for sure.
Yeah. They actually shot the ball. They shot 41% in the second half. They were at 50% through 16 shots. They were 8 of 16. They ended up 9 of 22. I thought that was the worst I've seen them play this year. I've only seen them play 4 or 5 times, but it was. I just didn't think they played with the shit. They did not look like they wanted to be here.
Yeah, they're not good on the road. I think their road record is like he's either 500 or one below 500.
No, it's
well below.
Oh, I'm thinking about Iowa State. I'm tripping. It's like they're like 3 and so after Kansas lost, they're 3-7 on the road on the year, and they Big 12. Okay, yeah, my bad, yeah, but yeah, that you mix in all the ass whooping they gave us on top of it being senior night, and Kansas has to come on the road knowing that they're not a good road team. Yeah, that was a recipe for them to get their ass whooped.
I think
the ass.
I think
the
icing on the cake was right there, right as the game was starting. Iowa State lost, and it was announced that we had officially clinched it. So then we could play loose and free and just go showtime.
That's what I wanted to say. Our offense to start, it just looked like a smooth sailing ship. It just seemed like we can get whatever we wanted at our will whenever we wanted to get it. I think the thing that impressed me the most was Damian looked so much better just being decisive.
Yeah. Yep.
Just being decisive. He just looked like a completely different player. Looked a lot more confident. And the shots that he missed, I think he took 9 shots. And about 3 of those rimmed out. 3 of those threes went in and out. So it's just like him being decisive. That's the type of guy that we've been waiting on all year.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think you're allowed to say nice things about him on this show. I think there's a rule. I'm not 100%.
Give credit where it's due, man.
He 100% deserves it.
He might take a lot of grief this year on the interwebs, but I think we've been pretty unanimous in our support for him.
Yeah,
you could see it. It's always been there. He just had to let himself. He's got to let those voices in his head stop talking to each other.
Yeah.
Your microphone just kind of went weird, Brad. Just an FYI.
Check. Can you hear me?
No. Yes.
No, we can hear you, Towns. It just sounds a little
muffled. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're great now.
Okay.
Look at you.
Surround sound Towns.
There we go.
I'm going to give y'all the floor for just a minute. Galen, tell me what you thought about this season as a whole. Just what they accomplished.
Obviously, it was an historic season, but it's just a journey, man. Just starting off with Jamal, I think he might have averaged, I think 8 or 9 points in non-conference play, and in the best basketball conference in the country. I think his average in conference play was probably either 13 to 15 points, somewhere in that range, which is a 4-point increase from non-conference play while playing against significantly better competition night in and night out, and on top of being at the top of the scouting report. So just our team just following his lead, everybody buying into their role, everybody accepting their role, and knowing that you sacrificing will only help us have more success. I'm just glad that our guys bought in. I'm glad that the culture has prevailed yet again, and I'm just I'm glad we have the guys that we have, and I'm looking forward to the conference tournament and beyond.
Brad, what do you have as like not a recap, but your
you know,
overall thoughts of the year?
Not a recap, but a recap.
No.
Now, every year we talk about how much we really enjoy watching the teams kind of grow up and gel and improve over time. And you know, we're historically known as we build to March. We build the entire season to March. This year was different in the fact that we had to grow up real quick as soon as conference started. And you can trace back from the time conference play started, and you can look game by game how this team morphed and developed and changed. You know, like Galen said, the team needed a spark offensively. They needed someone to get to the rack, and Jamal just said, "Let's go." He took control and changed this team, and everybody followed along. You saw the development and the rise of JoJo Tugler. You saw Javier Francis just start going nuts and being the guy that we saw from a talent perspective and from a raw skill perspective really come into his own. J1 has been phenomenal. You saw the development and the rise of Mylik. You were able to see in real time the massive improvement from one game to the next of Emmanuel Sharp on doing everything other than just being just a pure shooter like a Chuck Person rifleman type guy.
Yeah.
That's been the most fascinating thing to watch, of them not just doing it, them having to do it in a shorter window against dramatically better competition, and then going out
hostile environments,
and then going out after the first two road losses, going out and only losing one road game the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, we're used to seeing them win at home. Okay, I mean that's just what we do. That's what most of the conference does. But to see this team, I think we have three or four more road more road wins than anybody else in the conference. We're the only team with a winning record.
Yeah, you went 6-3.
Yeah.
And you went through players that you saw mature. You left one out, and that's Sedlock.
Yeah.
And he, over the last, it feels like the last 10 days, has gone from a guy that looked terrible in mop-up minutes to we're going to depend on this guy in March.
He played like a guy that has been getting good minutes all year.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't.
And that's a testament to what they do in practice.
Yeah.
They are putting him through everything in practice. And man, I just am so impressed with what he did.
He bothered Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah.
He bothered him so much that he faked a shoulder injury.
No, I mean, I think that might have been. I think he might have dislocated that thing, but
it was
prior
weird.
To that,
it looked like there was barely any contact either.
No, said it's a big deal. It don't take much. But I just remember. I think it was in the first half when Hunter was trying to fight for position, and said just wasn't given, and it was like that. His presence, and especially on a guy like that was paramount, because a guy like Hunter Dickinson gets going, he gets comfortable. You never know what could happen. But Big Said definitely held his own down there for sure.
And you could see Dickinson start to get rattled down there.
Yeah,
because he couldn't,
getting irritated. Yeah,
he couldn't get rid of the guy. He couldn't move.
Yeah, and what I noticed was, like, even though at the dead balls, Sid was just like putting his head in his shoulder, just doing like little shit. Like,
Yep.
I'm like, okay, Sid, where you pick that up from? Like, I was.
So he's got those mind games already.
My inner savage was very, very pleased.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's shift gears for just a minute. I'm going to give you some video from post game. Kelvin speaking. Let's see if the sound is okay on this. I was pretty close, but you never know on these things.
Through all the adversity, ups and downs, the hard work when nobody's in this building but us, so we can provide what we do when this place is packed. Is why we do it. And guess what? We're the Big 12 champions. We're pretty good at cutting nets down. We've cut a bunch of nets down. But here's the first Big 12 championship.
So we're pretty good at cutting nets down. He was as animated late in that game as I have ever seen him in a game. He was genuine. I mean, you saw the emotion. This is his best coaching job he's done, certainly here, and perhaps in his entire career.
I don't know, man. I don't know about.
Well, he made you good, so I mean, he was working it.
I'm talking more so about was it 2 years ago when they lost Marcus and Tremont? Like I remember Coach Kellen telling me about that, and he was just like, "Gee, we were just like the coaches. We were just staring at each other like, what the fuck are we gonna do?"
Yeah,
and it's just like as fast as that, as fast as those losses happened, and how fast I had to regroup and figure out what to do and how to win with the group of guys that they had. Hey man, that was impressive. Now you got two first, probably 3 first team all conference guys in J1, LJ, and Maul. So it's just like this is definitely a good coaching job for sure due to the increase in competition. But that 2020, what was that, 2021? That was tough. That's gonna be hard to top. And let alone advance into the Elite 8, and then people have y'all picked to win after you lost 2 starters. That's crazy.
Well, you lost 3 starters this year.
Well, yeah.
And you went into the best league in the country, and you lost your first 2 road games. And what they did from that TCU game to now, what was it? They won 12 of 13, or 14 of 15, actually.
Yeah.
14 of 15.
Lost Kansas.
I mean, that is unreal. And the number of times you came down to a late game, tied 1 or 2 point game,
possessions,
and they won every single one of them after TCU.
Yep.
And I mean, that is the coaching that I'm talking about. And we can debate his best years, and that's just whatever. It's just opinion. But I think he enjoyed this one maybe more than he enjoyed that. He looked just like a different guy. We have some more video we might play a little later. Net cutting and all the seniors got to talk. I wanted to get you Juwan's, but the file's too big for this software. Whoops. So we'll try to play with it and see what happens. Let's look at some comments, though. Starnes is going to join us eventually. He's pretending to be media down there. But you're having a fight with fans to get anybody's attention. Let's see. Awesome wins.
Rightfully
We want to
so,
see the
though,
Nets
man.
come down.
Then for Ryan Elvin to have the moment that he had, like that's probably the hardest working guy on the team. And for him to have that moment, man, God is great, man. That kid truly deserves it.
I said this on Twitter, but this was the loudest I've ever heard this arena. And the loudest moment in this arena was when Ryan Elvin stood up at the 420 mark. And then the loudest ever moment was when he got the tip and steal. And the second loudest was when he missed the 3-pointer. And then when he hit the 3-pointer, that was even louder. And he got bigger. Case Keenum led the Who's House at the under 4 timeout. Okay, I think it was 3:56. It was polite applause compared to what Ryan Elvin got.
Yeah.
And I just
you
that
got to
was
think
so
that a
funny
majority
to
of people don't know Case Keenum.
Well, that's not true. People your age might not, but
I mean,
this is an old fan base.
It's people younger than me that are at them games. They don't know Case, but they know Ryan Elvin though. Cool favorite, my boy. That boy, hey, I'm so glad he had that moment, man. I'm so glad. I'm so happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll be sometimes like I think I went like it was like last summer, like towards the end, where I went on the gun and you can see a guy's like how many shots that they've shot, and I think his is like I think he had like 70,000 makes under his profile. 70,000 makes, all threes.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
That kid works, man.
I assume you don't have that many makes. I mean, that's a
I don't
lot of
have
shots.
Yeah, that's a lot of shots, man. That's a lot of shots.
I'm trying to get some of the video from the net cutting. It just, I was super happy for Juwan. You know, I have a relationship with him that I've never had with another athlete. I've known probably 1,000 U of H athletes, but he and I just have a connection, and it's
He's a
mainly based
respectable
on
guy.
shit talking. Yeah. But going through this today was a lot more emotional for me than I thought it could be. I really didn't expect when he came off the bench, or when he was brought to the bench after whenever that was, with 2 or 3 minutes to play. That was more emotional than I thought it would be, just because of,
I mean, Ryan,
it's somebody I like and I respect.
But it's like, Ryan, you have like a front row seat to these guys' evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Like you witness like this step, and then for Big Juan to be where he is after seeing him here and to see him at this point, that is like, that's something that you can only appreciate because you know, like you saw the hours, you saw the work that went into that. So it's just like into the type of character that he has, the type of dude that he is. How could you not pull for a guy like that? So
And
it's
you
like
get to
whenever
our entire existence as our website has been since they got here, and so you know Ryan had the interview with Jamal Shead that he had shared earlier today, back when he was a recruit,
16 years old.
Yeah, back when he was an early commit. And so, you know, you've seen them from their high school year to the first day they step on campus, all the way to here.
Shit. High
and
school
all the
year,
stuff that
stepping
goes
on
along with it.
campus, being on the bench, playing spot minutes, and then to get into that starting role, and then having the control of your team, being a team captain. Like that's a process, man. That you got to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm definitely proud of those guys, man. That's a great group of dudes, tremendous group of dudes.
That's the one thing that I never, ever get tired of talking about. I have met some real shitheads play here, okay? Just real assholes. These guys aren't that.
I'm not that bad.
I didn't know you when you played here, but I would have thought you were pretty terrible. These guys are like genuinely good guys, and they really love each other. Like, you hear athletes, Brad, when you played, you hung out with baseball guys, but you were friends with kind of everybody.
Yeah.
These guys are insular. They hang out with each other, and they like hanging out with each other. I mean, hell, Emmanuel told me they go and have mani pedis together. Galen, do you get mani pedis?
I ain't did it in a minute, but I mean,
Okay.
You know, it's crazy how like I feel like all of our groups were. I mean, maybe this one might be the most tight knit group, but like
it's the most I've seen.
Yeah, but it was always like whenever you saw one of us, you saw two of us. Like you know, it was like we. I feel like that the team essence, and when you have guys who are bought in and guys who are like a good team, you have to spend quality time with each other off the court because it enhances what you have. What it translates to on the court. It really does. As corny as it sounds, like just walking in class with your teammate, like it really does help your chemistry on the court.
Yep.
Truly the little things.
Best teams I ever played on. It didn't matter if it was a summer league or high school or college or any minor league stuff. The ones where we spent the most time together were always the best teams.
Mm-hmm. There's a direct correlation.
Here's Kelvin cutting down the net. It's a little blurry to start, but I think it's going to get better. And here's Jawan doing the same. That's his sixth time to cut down a net in his career here. That is nuts. Also tells you how old he is. Yeah. Let's look at more comments. Cell is awfully bad. Yeah, it is. It's shout out to Lott and Dunn. Won the conference by 2 games. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy with the cushion.
Womp womp. How about that Houston bench coming up big? I mean, said Mylik had good minutes. Damian Dunn played a great game. Can't wait. Should be an epic show. Boy, is it. I don't know what this means, but yeah, call the police.
Oh, for that murder they just committed.
Yeah. From the class of 82, I've seen every point guard since Rob Williams. He's royalty. Retire his number. I'm not quite there, but I'm getting there. There.
It's not even a question.
Well, I think he's the best point guard, true point guard in the program's history.
Yeah, by a mile.
But I will say I just we're almost there on the retirement. They're gonna have to make more room because they put Jim Nance up there.
How can we all agree that the point guard is the most important position on the floor, and yet you can say that somebody's the best that we've ever had and they're not eligible for retirement, aside from
it's not about
success and
not
the
eligible
they've acquired. It's like, what more does he have to do?
Well, if we're talking technicalities, that the committee on the Hall of Honor,
we don't live lives.
But the Hall of Honor has rules, and their rules are like if he wins the Naismith, I think that immediately catapults him into that conversation, right? I think it does, and I think he's going to win it. I think there's got to be a special place for this team because of what they did in the first year. I don't know if it's hanging a banner or what, but there's something special.
Right.
But yeah, I'm getting there, Galen. I'm getting there. It's just hard for me as a person that has studied all the history. You have done it so few times that you have to make sure that he's at that level. And I think he's at that level. But
I think
I worry about recency bias. And like, I don't think there's anybody that should have their number retired that hasn't. Like, I think the number is good right now, but I'm willing to think about Jamal in like 8 to 10 years.
The starting point guard starting point guard on the team that he led to being ranked number 1 consecutive years in the league.
Well, I mean, we know that
championships.
We know that there's a couple of things that could get it done next year.
Say some stupid shit in the comments for me. That's funny. I can't lie, man. This has been a great ride too. Since we talk, this is our fucking senior night too. It's our last
Hang our banner.
You know what I'm saying? The best fucking show about the motherfucking Cougs right here. GoCougs.com. My boy Big Ryan, my boy Lil Towns, and yours truly, Galen Jr. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Hey Ryan, we've grown. Our chemistry has grown as a cast.
For sure.
Alongside with our team, you know.
I'm worried about Towns withering away though.
Withering.
Please eat.
I'm still growing.
Please eat small towns. Please don't wither away and die.
See, I made sure I didn't want to have to take a nap during the middle of the show, so I just had a couple of tortillas to hold me over.
Couple tortillas with most that will put most to sleep.
Yeah.
Instead, that gives Towns.
I didn't say how big they were.
I don't know what that means.
They look more confident. Simpson's
Dame looked more confident.
Yeah, I peeped that. Like he was encouraging his offensive aggression. He just looked like a different guy, man. The guy we've been waiting to see, and it just you come down to simply just having your mind made up on what you're gonna do when you get the ball.
All right, Gwyn left about 20 minutes ago. What an amazing game. You know, there's sometimes when your expectations for a game are so high and you just absolutely kick the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And this was, I mean, it was a 30-point game. Kansas scored 46 points.
I wonder what Bill's self like. What did he feel up like? I wonder how he felt going into this game.
Well, he called 8 timeouts in 5 minutes. So,
but I'm saying like going into the game though, not after it started, but like
Okay.
going to the game. Like, did he think they had a shot? Like, I wonder if he truly, genuinely thought they had a shot.
Does the coach ever believe that we have absolutely no shot? I don't know.
Sometimes they should.
They should. But, I mean, I think even the Final Four game where you knew Baylor was way better. I think Kelvin thought, you know, if we do this and do this, you know, they scheme it in their head.
But you're talking about
I don't think it took long. Right.
As opposed to a team who has a losing record in Big 12 play.
I don't
team
think
in the country on senior night.
Yeah,
I don't think he liked his chances.
Based on what I've seen on the internet with Twitter and Reddit and whatnot, most of the fans were pretty much expecting to get beat. They weren't expecting to get beat like this. But I think from a coach perspective, they probably thought they could win this, just because they probably thought that
scenario.
they probably thought that their unbelievable once in a lifetime shooting night at their place could somewhat carry over. They might have had they had the idea that the big giant oaf was going to be able to handle the double team and handle the monster, be able to pass out of the post, and their Aussie kid wasn't going to sit in the corner and choke most of the night. That just wasn't the case. And I tell you what, from the very first time that they got the ball, Jamal set the tone immediately because Dickinson got the ball right about the free throw line, and Jamal was in him.
Whoa!
Like he was inside his. He was guarding him inside his shirt, and he couldn't move.
This just got weird.
You know,
That
wait.
just means
I wonder
close.
I wonder why the like on the commentator kept saying that Kansas made some errors in recruiting, as if like what is that supposed to be? Bill Self is not going to let this happen to him again. They made. Some
That means
errors in recruiting,
they only had
that's supposed to
six. They only had 6 McDonald's All-Americans instead of 9.
Yeah,
They accidentally recruited the wrong guys.
Yeah,
That happens.
It's like, look, man, I don't want to hear them that oh, we struggled in recruiting. Dude, you still had McDonald's All-Americans, and you've got millions of dollars in NIL money to just whip it on people. And they've been playing NIL for 25 fucking years.
this ain't new to them.
Them in their FBI fucking shoe contracts.
Boy, we are getting a little angry all of a sudden. Take the temperature down.
I'm still pissed that they didn't have anything happen to them from that crap.
Starnes, how are you?
Ryan.
Do you have fun? Did you get
I
some
had
stuff?
fun. I'm having fun. Got some stuff.
I've never heard anybody force saying I had fun like you just did right there. I'm having fun. You know you didn't have enough fun as this
Blink if
guy.
you're in danger.
Game was a lot. Oh, okay.
What?
It was a lot closer than 30.
Really?
Felt like 25.
28.
At
Yeah.
no point from the tip-off.
fucking dumb?
At no point were they even in this game. They weren't even close 1 minute.
And the thing is, like, it's like you could tell by the energy, like the pop. Like they didn't look a step slow. They looked like a couple. Like we just had a different type of pop to us, a different type of juice. Yeah.
It's like a fight.
Yeah.
It's like a fight, and we came out and we rocked them in the first 5 seconds of the fight. Then we just toyed with them the entire time, just to put a bigger beating on them. And eventually they tapped out, which is the most beautiful thing.
They started the game 1 of 11. I think they were 10 of 11 in Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
It was
same looks at Furphy. His first 2 threes that he had missed at Fog Island. Those are cash.
Yeah,
cash.
I just don't think Hunter Dickinson thought that he would have to go up against a force like said Lot. I didn't think he understood what he was getting into. A kid that was only getting mop-up minutes 2 weeks ago came in and, I don't want to say dominated, but played with him and got the best of him quite a few times.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, because Javier has the length. He does not have the strength that said Lot has.
Correct.
And
Javier,
by all means, did a good job today. I thought he played great before he fouled out, but Said just, he was all over the place. I don't know if you guys did MVPs or anything like that, but you could make a case for him.
Him, Dame, or Mylik, man. I really enjoyed watching. It's like it's like he's always in the right place at the right time. He just always seems to be making a play on the ball, getting a fingertip, getting a tip out, and helping us get the offensive board or whatever. Like he just making winning plays is almost like it's normal for him. That's just what he does. He just impacts winning.
It almost makes you think, and of course he probably wasn't ready prior to this, but like, what if they just trotted out? What if he was like this all year and they were just able to trot out 3 centers in the rotation? What happens then? I was so impressed with him today. And Kansas just could not handle that physicality from the get-go, from the immediate.
Speed, that pace, just that fire, man. They had no answer. They wanted no parts.
I thought the only player on Kansas who played decent was Johnny Furphy, and even then he was 2 for 9.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the only one he hit 2 of their 3 threes.
They only had 3 threes on the day?
Yeah, they're 3 for 21. Wow. I guess that's my stat.
There you go.
3 for 21. I guess they were like 40 for 41 in Lawrence or something like that.
Damn near. Stats by Starnes.
That was a good stat.
The most beautiful thing about
that's sinister.
The most beautiful thing about Said's game today, he played 18 minutes. He didn't take a shot. He got 1 rebound. But the minutes that he played, he changed the game. Because when Francis went out with 3 fouls, it's like, oh man, this is freaking early. What are we going to do? We have a little bit of faith in Lot, but you don't know how he's going to stack up because you got, what's Dickinson. I hate him, but I have to admit he's a good player.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's good at what he does.
Very good.
And crafty, if you will.
Mm. I feel like my bad, Tom.
But it's the type of guy with that kind of experience that could really abuse young players.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But that did not happen. Yeah. That did not happen.
Mm-hmm. Said I feel like if one of our biggest gets in foul trouble, I feel like our coaching staff has enough confidence in him to know that when he is on the court, he's going to give his best effort. And as a coaching staff, and you got a guy who was, like you said, 2 weeks ago wasn't even playing, when you can depend on him to give his best effort and do the best that he can, I can live with whatever mistakes you make because I know you're doing your best.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's very capable of holding his own and doing the job that we need him to do in the minutes that he does play.
Right.
I wouldn't bet on it, but maybe there's a shot. 13, 8, and 6. That is that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
The way he started the
Not
game,
bad at all.
man, I've never seen him come out with that much aggression right off the rip. I mean, he really turned it up a notch today. And I didn't know that. I didn't know he had that extra gear.
I mean, how would you?
He had,
but
UofH had 8 players hit more than 3 baskets.
Yeah, it was real balanced scoring. Real balanced
Super
scoring.
balanced. I wonder, I mean, are we going to be able to finish out this season, however long it may be, with Sedlot just never taking a shot? I mean, he took shots in his garbage time, but for the rest of the season, I don't know if he'll ever take a shot.
You know, he had an opportunity. I forget who made him a pass, but he got the pass and he lost it.
Yeah, I think he did that a couple times.
He dribbled it, lost it. Yeah, and it's just like, damn, Sid, put some fingers on them stubs.
You got to get it up by the rim and make it real simple.
Just make it real simple. Just get ball, dunk. Yeah,
exactly.
Scott Doak says was not sure what to think about the first few shows, but each brings needed content. I wasn't sure what to think about the first few shows either.
Actually, I thought the first few shows were fucking fantastic.
No, we're talking about the ones before you.
Oh, well, that's probably why they were shitty. I'm joking. I'm joking, man.
We know when we need a real go-to guy. That's why you're here.
That's culture, man. That's culture.
Exactly.
It's culture. Had the whole day in my mind. Can't believe it actually went this way. Can't script what happened today. I'm going to give you one better. The schedule came out in the fall, and the day that popped to me was Kansas, March 9th. Today's my 45th birthday.
Happy birthday!
Right?
No, I don't want that. I don't give a shit about that.
Well,
but you see your.
I said pause.
Go ahead.
Respect the pause. Respect the pause. Happy birthday, Ryan. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Galen. But I thought, what a great crowd U of H will have, and it'll be fun, and it'll get me out of going and doing family stuff on my birthday, and I had no idea it would be like this. I caught myself sitting there late in the first half after you'd had 5 or 6 just thunderous eruptions from the crowd, thinking these people sat here for 30 years. The Southwest Conference broke up early in 94, I believe. So, I mean, that's right now, 30 years ago. And they sat in Hofheinz and they sat in this arena. And I looked around. I could not see a single empty seat in the entire arena. Even at sellouts like national championship games, big time, you see empty seats. You did not see them today. And this crowd was unreal. And they deserved every minute of that. And that, goofy as it sounds, that's like a birthday present just to see these people who have suffered and to think about the people we've lost that gave everything, went to every road game. Mike Drake comes to mind immediately. I love that guy. And
George Thorne.
George Thorne. Drake passed away right a week before the Final Four 3 years ago. And that still just eats at me. That he didn't get to see this after what he sat through. And I just Bill Self gave up before halftime. He didn't have an answer.
Yeah.
At some point you have to just say it ain't our day.
Didn't he take his third time out with like 7 minutes to go?
Oh yeah.
I think it was even quicker than that, but maybe.
I mean, it looked like he was trying to just hold off and hope that they could get to a TV timeout, but it just, I mean, we're just raining down blows one after the other. See, that's the beautiful thing about not taking your foot off the gas is that you make them quit. There's nothing better in sports when you can look the other guy in the eye and know he wants to quit. He wants to go home. He knows he's been beaten. You
That is a
basically
great
taken his
feeling.
soul, and you get to play with it until time runs out.
Kansas called
That's a
timeout
great
at
feeling.
12:34 and then called timeout again at 11:28. I don't think I've ever seen that. Like,
Stop! He's already dead.
One of them had to be the media, huh? Shit.
No, because it was 12:34, so you'd already had your under 16,
Mm-hmm.
and then 11:38 or 11:28 ended up becoming the media timeout. But he still, it's his timeout,
Mm-hmm.
and then they called the one at 7:16. So I have never seen a coach call 2 timeouts in the same minute of the first half. So
Yeah, that's
poor guy.
crazy.
So where does this game fit on largest margin of victory for us this year?
This should be
I would
number
say
one.
probably
Considering
10.
the turnaround. The turnaround. They beat our ass by whoever knows how much, and we beat their ass by 30. So like
I think they beat us by 13.
13,
Yeah.
so 43-point difference. That's
Is that what you're trying to? I don't know what you're trying to say.
No,
just margin of victory.
Yeah,
I would say probably 7 to 8.
How many teams do we beat like by 30?
8.
I'm on 10. I'm
I
looking through it right now.
I feel like they felt like 30-point games, but they ended up being a lesser margin of victory. Like UCF, I think was only 15.
Yeah.
And West Virginia was.
I'm looking through it right now.
A lot. It was like 34 is what I remember.
So we played what? We played 18 games. Is that right?
In the conference, yes. I was talking about non-conference too, but
in conference, I'm just looking at the Big 12 overall.
I think West Virginia would have been more by a bit.
It was like 34 is what I think it was.
But I mean, it's
89-55.
But
34.
Our average margin of victory was 10.6 in conference. Iowa State was number 2. Their average margin of victory was 3.9. We didn't just win the league; we dominated the league. I mean, that's the most amazing thing.
I'm going to say that I goofed, and Don Chaney definitely deserves to be in. Don Chaney, another Baton Rouge, another Louisiana guy. Just saying, this program has feasted on Louisiana guys. But Don Chaney came in with Elvin, and he deserved. I mean, he got you 2 Final Fours. He was on 60 U of H teams. He would have been the best player you had. He just happened to play with Elvin Hayes.
Elvin Hayes, best ever.
And Don Chaney absolutely deserves that recognition, and I appreciate you saying that. I don't think Rob is on that level, but I think Don Chaney certainly is. Kansas scored more points in their bowl game than they had in the game today. That should have been your stat of the day starts. That's a good catch right there, Mike Holland.
Yeah, that is.
I just remember like how they were just front running at Kansas, just celebrating this and that.
Whoa! Are you saying Kansas basketball is a bunch of front running showboats? That's
I'm saying
unbelievable.
that they demonstrated front running behavior.
They played such hard defense that I just can't imagine.
Man, and just to see all that shit just go to nothing today, man, I love it.
They had 36 turnovers in 2 games against U of H. 18 and 18. And I think they missed something like 14 shots in the first game, and they missed 18 in the first half today.
Damn.
You missed 18 threes alone.
There you go. Love seeing Elvin cross. Ryan Elvin looked like a different player today. I mean,
man,
Galen,
Ryan
you know
got
this.
Game.
He absolutely
Ryan
does.
Got game.
If he did not have game, the guys on this team would not respect him as much as they do. But I'm going to tell you, there are 5 guys that see Ryan Elvin as a mentor. Like they think he is like at that level. Juwan Roberts thinks he hung the moon.
Like,
I get the text. Juwan has no clue how to work a phone, and so he just has all white Ryans with just the name Ryan in his phone. And so I get half the text that he's trying to send to Ryan Elvin. And he loves him. He loves the guy.
When you're a walk-on,
thank you, Gwen.
Like when you're a walk-on, the stuff that you have to do to earn the respect of your peers, you got to go a mile further just to get the same respect. And, obviously you respect Ryan because of the work and how serious and his approach to the game. But I got to say, if Ryan went to like Rice or some shit, he'd probably be a double-digit scorer. Like the kid can hoop. And I think that, our program has gotten to a point where it's, we're kind of good now. And a guy like that might not get the opportunity to play. But if he went to a different university.
All you need to know is the guys that say he wears their ass out in scrimmages.
For sure.
And I've seen him. I mean, he can play. And
I love having walk-ons like that, because one of the things that I would notice about some of our walk-ons playing baseball is that if I ever thought that they were working harder than me, it made me work double hard, because I'm not going to get outworked by a walk-on. I can't let that happen. And so if you have good ones, they can help elevate and set the pace, because if they're going to go hard, you got to go hard because you're getting paid to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin said in his senior video, and I swear I did not know this, that Ryan is a team captain. Yeah. I really didn't have any clue. I'm around them every day, and I didn't know that. And that's incredible. But walk-ons, so those guys have all the luxuries that players get. They really don't get many of them. They get the travel and they get the gear, but the food situation is not the same. The NIL situation is not the same. They're basically glorified student managers. And the student managers in this program, they work like 80-hour weeks for no pay. And I hear from them because they're great storytellers, those guys, and they have all the information. And so I like to talk to student managers, and they'll say, yeah, I was here at 6:00 this morning to open up the gym. And then I was here last night till 9:30. And it is amazing that this program, and there's like 15 of them, like every player has their own, basically. And the walk-ons get, I don't want to say treated the same, but their luxuries are about the same. And, Ryan Elvin worked his ass off. He graduated in 2.5 years, maybe 3 years, and is in the gym 18 hours a day. People are being very kind, except for Connor. But Connor's still older than Galen or Starnes, so yep. I don't like seeing ages. Never mind. I don't like seeing ages after I lost my virginity. That's when it starts to hurt.
I mean, that was my first senior year.
Yeah, you had been in college for half a decade.
Oh man, that was funny.
Thanks, Mom.
She must have. She heard your comment too, man. Damn.
Yeah.
He just wants big giant cookies.
I'm getting ribs tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited.
Ryan, I feel like your diet is terrible.
I'm going to tell you something, Galen. It's not near as good as you think it is. It's way worse.
I don't know if I ever thought it was.
It's way worse.
Talk about it. It's Frenchies and shit.
Frenchies and steak.
Never once have I ever heard you brag about a salad.
There's no protein in a salad, Galen. Come on. Just no interest in that.
I mean, is there anything better though to be able to live on fried chicken one day and then steak the next day and then fried chicken the next day, and then maybe do them both at the same time?
Ooh.
Deep fried steak.
I did have Frenchies for lunch yesterday and a steak last night, so you're close. I've been acquainted with Ryan since his days at the Daily Cougar when his mug was wearing sunglasses. I don't know if that happened, but it probably did. I don't think we had pictures.
Imagine him with the big round
alien glasses. It's awful.
The spectacles.
It probably had the little neoprene wraparound for the back.
I never had the
underneath
croaky.
his mullet.
You never needed that. You could just put the sunglasses into that hair. You'd be perfectly fine.
Short corduroy nutters.
Not retiring Jamal's number is the single most clown take I have ever heard. Shameful stupidity. Here's the difference in this show and every other show is I'm going to show you these comments that are trashing me. That's fine. I'm just not.
I
want to make sure.
Danzy fam, you're a good man.
Yeah.
Or
Danzy.
I don't. Wait, is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Good person.
Shameful stupidity. I'm starring that one, and we might come back to that.
Shameful.
It's okay. It's okay to have difference of opinions. It's okay.
Ryan,
we don't all have to be the same.
Some shit is just facts, brother. Opinions is if Frenchies is good or not. When you're talking about if Jamal needs
there's no that's
fact he needs.
There is no opinion there. That's straight fact. It's good.
I agree.
It's like arguing me saying Star Pizza's bad. That's just untrue.
You come back from Birmingham, and we're gonna fight. But the single most clown take, shameful stupidity. I'm not ready to go there. It's not that I don't think that it could happen, and I think I'm getting there. But
if that's the most clown take,
it's not even the dumbest thing I've said on this episode. Maybe.
I was going to say.
It might not be top 5.
We usually get a few of them.
Thanks, Mom.
Chicken ribs. That's not how you spell my name, but thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
come on, Raul.
I've seen his name spelled a lot of ways this year. Seen my name spelled a lot of ways this year.
Starness Leland.
You know, I thought after the non-conference ended, these blowouts would end, and you'd have more to talk about. But Kansas just, I guess they're just not ready for the Big 12, you know?
Well, they're definitely not ready.
It's so funny to me how I think after we had lost to Iowa State, whatever it is that Kansas Twitter page that talk shit that thinks, Kansas invented like heaven and whatnot, but they were like, welcome to the Big 12. You just got beat by middle of the pack Big 12 team, like so-and-so, whatever bullshit. And to think that middle of the pack team that you guys were talking about is actually y'all.
Well, the funniest thing about that is that they went, I guess, after our TCU game, they went that same week and they got their ass whooped by West Virginia.
UCF.
And they got whipped by UCF. They lost to Iowa State. And then they got whatever you call this. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Ryan, I have a really important question.
Sure.
I mean, if you had to rate out of 10 how much the Big 12 schedule made sense to UofH this year, the basketball team that is, I mean, where would you rank that?
Here's how I would rank it. Do you see that basket right there? Mm-hmm. It does not have any net. That's how I would rank it. Does that make sense?
Damn.
There are no nets in this entire building.
It's kind of the way most of our seasons end.
Boy, just looking at the numbers, just going and looking at the number of championships y'all have won since 2019 is unreal.
Nah, facts. You know, Ryan, I remember whenever I was in high school, and I was staying with one of my friends at the time, and it'd be some days we'd be so bored. We'd be like, bro, let's go to a UofH game. And I remember we went to,
I've been that bored.
I remember, I think the tickets were probably $4 or $5, but I didn't have to pay because I was a recruiter or whatever, and I could bring somebody. So me and him, we'd walk in. I remember they playing South Carolina State or I think it was South Carolina State or something like that.
That's
Some
a James
super
Dickey
small
school.
Man, they were getting their asses worn out. And I was just sitting there just looking at how empty the arena was. And I was just like, damn, I'm really going to be here next year.
Show the picture. Show the picture.
Oh,
Ryan.
shit.
Which picture?
I was like, oh.
The empty arena.
It's every game looked like that. Like it was just a ghost town.
Yep.
And just to go from witnessing that to witnessing this, man, that is obviously I didn't endure as much suffering as y'all did, but shit. To go from that to the number one ranked team in the nation, winning the Big 12 outright, that's tough.
And
laid that foundation.
I think back to not just when you got here, but the guys when Kelvin was announced the head coach. We had a couple of guys who I guess Daniel House and
Tayshawn.
Yeah, Tayshawn.
Joe Young, I think, or was he?
Yeah, I think
Joe Young.
I think Joe left the year before when he went to Oregon. But those two guys, I understand why they didn't want to stay because they didn't have enough time for a rebuild.
Well, also the work. It was going to be a lot more work.
Well, that too. But the guys who stuck around, Gerard Stiggers, LJ Rose, LaRon Barnes.
That is sickening.
You can count the people, and it's under 100, and they're doing lineups. And I mean, so what you're looking at from the Holman entrance right there. So that's where most of the fans would sit in those days. But this was Alcorn State. It was Dickey's last year, December 11th or so of 2013. And I mean, it was horrible. Like the Elite Association room had free alcohol, like hard liquor. And we could drink all of it we wanted. But we could drink all of it we wanted. And it still wasn't worth coming to U of H for a lot of those games. That's how bad it was.
That is sad,
but
man.
I mean, look at that crowd.
That's how the crowd looked.
A word.
The games that I used to go to.
Yeah. And it looks like people got the $4 tickets was a little bit of a ripoff.
Yeah.
Were you even around for that, Towns? Did you see any of that? We put the picture up.
I think his headset isn't in. Man, I he has to be.
What?
Look at that picture, Towns.
We were talking about how.
Tell us what you don't see.
People?
Yeah, smart man.
I was telling them how we would go to the H room and we'd get all the hard liquor we wanted for free. And it still wasn't a good enough reason to come here during a lot of those times.
It's astonishing.
I miss that room.
That picture, that Galen's recruitment picture, his commitment picture, how they somehow were able to find a game where there were enough people.
Yeah.
This is the first ever use of AI right here. They just generated all these people in with that 8-year-old. We found some video of you, Galen, in high school.
Oh yeah, dude! It was a summer league game.
Your phraseology is exactly the same as it was then, and it's really funny. We might use that at some point. Not
Same
tonight.
Guy.
Same guy,
man.
Well, the funny thing is that
point guard's got to be the same guy.
You're in that small little body, but your voice sounds exactly the same. And in that game, in the summer game, all of a sudden you got on a break and went out and jammed it 2 hands. I was like, whoa.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was
Where
like,
did that
who's this
come
guy?
from?
Oh, yeah. I got that.
Yes.
But yeah, man,
There were
that
a
was
lot of
sad.
times when the dead bodies were more than the live bodies.
I honestly, I was not aware of how bad it was when I got to Houston, when I start as a student. Like, I was not aware of how bad it was. I didn't know about that time period between, Guyby and Kelvin. I only knew of those
You
two, and
mean
so
the 35 years?
I was not aware of those 35
30
years. So
years.
Well,
I
It was
got here, I was
30.
like, oh,
it
you
really
know,
went off a cliff after Pat Foster, and that's
It
when you
started
pretty
going
much,
off a cliff during Pat Foster.
yeah, but it
And then
wasn't. It
Alvin,
wasn't. It wasn't.
Clyde, Ray Mack.
I wasn't aware. And then once I started, covering this team, thanks to you, Ryan, is when I learned how bad it was. And
Oh yeah.
that's, I
I'm
mean,
in one of those really
I
comfortable
can't
chairs in the
comprehend it because
club.
I just wasn't there. I had no I have no like frame. I
You
have no
can't
recollection.
know unless you lived it.
Yeah,
You just can't understand it.
It was miserable.
Like Galen, if you were a recruit right now and we told you that, it wouldn't make any sense. You wouldn't. You'd be like, no, okay, whatever.
it honestly hearing it,
You're
it
like,
doesn't.
yeah, that's impossible.
It
That
doesn't make
could have never
sense
happened.
to me, Galen, that you chose to come here knowing all of how bad it was at
You
that
got
point.
sold
Bro,
a vision.
the crazy thing about it, man, is just everybody who I've ever known and loved, they would all tell me, do not go to U of H. Do not go to U of H. Do not go to U of H. That's all I ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was probably the best decision that I feel like I've made in my young life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like how it all happened. It was just so organic. Like I still remember when Coach Sam came to my first AAU game, and like I remember like just feeling his presence. And I think we were playing the hoops. They had the Aaron Fox, Jared Vanderbilt, a couple of other high-profile, highly touted recruited kids out of Houston and surrounding areas. But we went out and we won that game. And from that point on, he was at every single one of my games. And like I said, I
Wow.
say it a lot every time we talked, every time Coach Sampson and I talked. Like I truly would learn something, whether it was about life or even about myself. And that is the reason why I made the decision that I made. And I'm glad that I made it, man. Truly.
I think I told this on an earlier show, but I walked into the UC one day and Tom Penders was hosting a recruit. And you get to wine and dine recruits. Like you can do it big. And Tom Penders had this guy at Wendy's in the UC. Wendy's. Because that's where this program was. And we talked about the fax machine with Ray McCallum. And now I had a conversation with somebody the other day about flying up to a road game. And they're like, yeah, we got stuck with the 30-seater. I'm like, oh, okay. Your private plane only had 30 seats. Yeah, I got it. I understand. It's a little different than what it was.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Galen, son, I still remember that shit. That's so crazy.
This also could have been
times too.
a really good Starn stat.
Yes. I mean, U of H is undefeated when Ryan Elvin plays. That is
true.
I think it's got to be 30-something-0. And I mean, what was his plus minus? It was 4. So maybe not that great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could hear people across campus sometimes.
You actually heard what was said. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
It was you didn't have to scream for a timeout.
When we had those little armrests that would come off.
Yeah.
I stood up one time and it fell off and it hit the ground and people on the floor turned around and looked at me. During the middle of a play while the ball was in play.
That's
damn. That's crazy. High fives, man. How far we've come. God is great, man.
I was on the floor after the game and Emmanuel Sharp and I were talking, and I got rudely interrupted. And I was like, who the fuck? And I looked up, and it was Hakeem wanting to talk to Emmanuel. And I was like, oh, all right. Well, I guess that's fine. You go ahead, Hakeem. Whatever. And Hakeem just said to him, you're a champion. And he said it in such yes, that's exactly how it sounded. And it was so wholesome and like excited for him. And like, how does that happen? How do you have one of the best centers of all time? Just like, hey, Emmanuel, what's up? Yeah, good job. Win a champion.
Yep.
They still got him sitting in the second row.
They still do. But
that's crazy.
You don't want to be the guy sitting behind him.
Yeah, facts.
You don't want to be that guy. I'm going to make a prediction. They're going to forget there's a Big 12 tournament. They're going to say Thursday night, oh, shit, we were supposed to go to that. Oh, sorry, y'all. Our bad.
We had car trouble.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the nap room.
The bus they took to Spokane got lost. So
did it run into a pack of llamas?
It might have. You're a good man, Galen. I don't know where that's coming from. That's not necessary.
Hey, brother.
You too. And then this.
Oh man, what a fucking day.
Those senior videos, those were fantastic. Luke Butler is the guy in the program that does those. And I think he's a recent graduate. I don't know him. But I asked several people, like, who's making these? Who's doing this? And that guy, Luke, he's always around. He's got his camera, his video camera, and he's all over it. And I respect people that hustle and that work. And that if I see you every time I'm here, basically, you're here a lot.
You're grinding.
Yeah. Because I feel like I'm here 3 times a day right now with football and everything else. Senior videos were fabulous. They really were. They're really good. And
pulls at your heartstrings, man.
Yeah. If you think about, and this is no offense, Galen, but how they have improved since you were here and then some before that, they didn't put a lot of effort into some way back. But tell me about what happens the night before senior night. So y'all all go to Kelvin's house, and I think they show the videos, and then everybody has to stand up and talk about that person. Is that true?
Yeah. It's a nice little send off, man. The last time you're gonna have Miss Karen cookies. Yeah, but it's just it truly is it truly is a family, man. I really just can't put into words how, you invest so much and you put so much of your heart into it. And just kind of crazy how on the senior videos, you see it's some clips of when Jamal was a freshman, so we don't think about that when we think about Jamal, but it's just you see that in the starting point, and then you get to the product and just how far you've grown, how far the program has come, and how much you've invested. And it's just man, you get the validation of you know what, I really came in here and I did my job. I came in here and did everything that I said I was going to do. I helped advance a program. I left it better than I found it. And it's almost, it hurts because you invest so much and you got to leave. But it was a great program to be a part of, for sure.
Y'all play Uno there, right?
I can't hear you. What you say?
Elvin said that he has a table for Uno during those things.
No, it's crazy because definitely. But it's I was never on an Uno table. They'd be in this other house. They were it was the kitchen and in the living room, and they'd be in the kitchen playing cards. But I was always sitting next to coach, because whenever you got to coach's house, it was always a college game on that we were watching. So it'd probably be me, coach sitting in the big chair, me, coach, and then and whoever else wanted to be in there. But I was never really on the table. I was always talking to coach whenever we went over there. and just talking about all types of just random shit. And it's just like stuff like that. That's what you miss. You know what I'm saying? Just the camaraderie and just the little things that nobody ever gets to see. That's the stuff that really does. As corny as it sounds, that's the stuff that really does mean the most.
It's not corny at all. It's
Oh,
fascinating.
absolutely.
I would love to be a fly on the wall there.
Yeah. No, you learn it. You like he would tell you $1 million worth of information. It's like, damn. Like it will really truly blow your mind. Like crazy.
I believe it. Did you catch in Damian's speech that he says, thanks for accepting him in his first year? Will he be back? I do not remember that, but I have,
He did
I think,
say
the
that,
video. Did he?
Yeah.
Okay,
he
let's
said
watch
something
this.
like
I
that.
think this is the full thing, but let's check it out.
Just thank y'all for allowing me to come here for my first year. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Okay, well, I don't know if that tells you anything.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't
would,
read anything into it.
I would just assume that everybody you saw tonight, this is the last regular season game
Yeah.
you see them.
Maybe you get lucky, but maybe you don't. And
Mhm.
so, you know, I think.
I mean, I thought we would see Nate Hinton more. I thought I would,
Here's the thing. They've given you everything they can. Like, they didn't leave anything out there.
right.
How many titles can you win? And to do it in this new league,
Facts.
and I mean, they gave you everything. And as fans, you can't, it's okay to want it and want them to come back, but man, I feel like they gave you everything.
Serves no
And they all are
benefit,
getting
yeah.
degrees or have them. Like Ryan Elvin and Jawan have both gotten theirs. And I just don't know the pain that you go through every day from June 1st to April 15th. It's hard to say I'm going to come back for one more of those after you've done it for 4 or 5 years.
Well, I don't know if you've seen that NIL tournament where each team that enters gets $1 million, and if you win, you get another $1 million. Did you see
I
that?
thought it was just 1 million. Did I misread it?
No, the winner,
Or not?
it's the overall pool for $1 million for everybody that's in it, right? Is that right,
Mhm.
Galen? And
I
then
think
$1 million goes
each
to the winner.
team maybe gets $1 million for going, and then the winner gets another $1 million. That'd be enough for me to come back. Shit.
I'm not
Well,
100% sure they're going to that, but even if they do,
Well, they're invited.
you never know about
Yeah, they're invited.
They're
I mean,
invited.
they're one of what, 8 teams invited?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
that,
kind of
that
that's kind
people
of rare.
know about.
That's
But
kind of
here's
rare.
the thing: is that a real tournament? Do they have like real money behind it, or is it an idea? And that's where you don't want to get in a situation where you're promised something, you go commit, and then the money doesn't show. And so we'll see. I just wouldn't.
Problem.
Right, but you can go wherever you want. But I just.
Boys playing.
It sounds a little too good almost. And I really don't know that it's. I don't know what I think about it.
It's probably going to be similar to the Maui, whatever, like probably similar to that, where probably be in Vegas, but a lot of people come for, vacation or 2 for 1, and, but who knows?
Yes. Yeah, he'd be back.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Come on. It's yeah, I'd definitely be back. But if I had the type of year that Jamal had, see y'all, my boys. I'm proud alum.
I was going to say, where would you have to be? Where would you have to be in the draft to not come back?
The thing is, like Jamal. Let's say he was like his thing was, like let's say he was on draft boards and he would go undrafted. Being here 4 years, you've been to the tournament, you have all these accolades, I'd still leave because there's no way I'm doing that shit again. There's no way I'm doing that June 1st. There's no way I'm doing that. And it's just I'm not going to increase my chances because like the league is trying to draft young. So me staying a whatever year in college, like that's not going to help anything. Granted, the NIL, it's cool, but it's like, fuck.
And I think you hit on a real important point that a lot of people don't kind of recognize is the commitment it takes to come back and to go through the process here, plus school and everything that's involved with it, is a lot more than would it be when you go play pro.
But like obviously Jamal having been through the battles that he's been through with Coach Samp at that level, he'd get a bit of leeway. Like he definitely we know we're gonna get from you. Like that, it'd be some leeway, but still just having to I don't know if I could do it, man. That shit is not for the weak. I don't know how I even thinking back, I don't know how I made it through. Like what the fuck was wrong with me? Like I have I had that much pride that I was able to overcome that shit. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. Not for everybody.
Yeah. And coming back and doing it with a young crew might just not. I mean, Jamal's had Jawan, Jawan's had Jamal. They had LJ. I don't know. I don't know if you can get yourself mentally and emotionally to that point.
The longest tenured player next year is going to be Javier Francis. Javier Francis and Emmanuel are going to be your veterans.
Yeah.
On that team. And I still see them as younger players.
Yeah.
And
welcome to that part of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, Galen senior year felt like he's still a kid, man. What are you talking about? Jamal, he's still a kid. He just got a beard now.
Yeah.
No, facts, man. But
I couldn't say that about Jawan.
No. Yeah, Jawan's a man for sure. But I do think with Cordell and him having a front row seat to Jamal and how he operates and the demands and the expectations and how you have to hold guys accountable, I do think that influence will advance his maturity. Just because you night in and night out, you watch the best point guard in the country, night in and night out. That's who you were going up against. So when you have that as an advantage, you can obviously. I feel like there's going to be certain things that Jamal went through that he might not have to go through because he might have learned from those things in different ways. Learn from his mistakes in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Galen, do you know Isaiah Harwell or Kingston Fleming?
I know Kingston.
Especially.
I know Kingston.
The Harwell kid's from Utah, so probably not. But what do you know about Kingston Flemings?
I mean, we were working out. This is some funny shit. We were working out, and I was getting the best of him, obviously. But he got super game. But it's he was trying to play dirty.
I was getting the best of him, obviously.
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 He's a kid, but it's just he was trying to play, and I didn't know he was a highly ranked kid. He just looked like he would just seem like all the other ones. But he started trying to play dirty. I was just all right, bro, I'm about to go sit down. So he was trying to talk tough and stuff, and I just wouldn't even say anything. I'm not about to talk to a kid in high school. I was like, bro, where's your dad? Let me talk to him. But then after hey, talk about Ron, check this out. After we was done, he was like, yeah, bro, I used to watch you on TV. I'm damn. So that's
wow.
Fuck, that's how you was. I'm talking about he was talking crazy in front of everybody. And then when it was me and him, he was like, yeah, bro, I used to watch you on TV, bro. I was like, damn. Well, keep your head up.
See, that sounded like he was calling you old.
Like a young Kobe.
No, it was like a respect thing. But I was just obviously he had that. Obviously you have that. He has that competitive fire, and he's a super. When you think athlete, think of Russell Westbrook. Super athlete. I'm talking about chest to the rim, unreal. So if he decides to make the right decision for his future, he'll be a very good piece for us because he'll give us a completely different dynamic for sure.
What do you mean by completely different?
I mean, I don't feel like any of our PGs have just been above the rim guys.
Okay.
And so obviously Jamal is athletic, but I mean, you see his athleticism above the rim here and there, whereas Kingston, he lives above the rim. There are no layups with that kid.
Like
It's
Tajay
like
with better
Russ.
handles.
It don't get that freaky, but yeah, it's very it's very. And Kingston's probably like six. He's about like 6'2", 6'3", so he's a bit bigger with that athleticism. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. That's wicked.
He was
Probably.
courtside before the game, and so I asked some people about him, and they said we think he could be the point guard of the future. Quanis was talking with him. Kellen came over and talked with him. They're on him. Chase
Our
McCarty
coaching
and
staff,
Mercy.
they're very high on him. Very high on Kingston.
Okay.
For sure. Rightfully so, though. He has a lot of tools that you just can't teach.
And
Looked like
he's
Chase
being
McCarty
recruited.
was celebrating with the team almost.
Yes, he came on the floor and was on the bench when I walked by after everything kind of settled down. I mean, it's pretty clear that when you're being recruited and the players are told you're a priority, that guys feel like they're a part of the team. I just paid $20 to Lyft. I just got a notification, so good for me. I don't know how that just happened. Yeah. So, but
Scam alert.
yeah, well, could be losing it all right now.
Such great poise.
So he was here. Flemings was here. The other guy, I've forgotten his name already. Harwell. Harwell was here. They said they had up to 11 guys here today. Football had 15 guys that were 4- and 5-star types. I think I saw every football coach.
It's so crazy how like the football and basketball, we're key in each other's recruitment.
Yeah.
Like or when you're on your visit, your official visit as a basketball player, you're going to go to the football. Like it's mandatory.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy how how intricate. That's cool.
And it's getting to the point where you could start seeing kids go to volleyball games as part of their recruitment, because those volleyball games, that is an amazing atmosphere and would show you, well, this is pretty cool. This is fun. I have been totally turned around on volleyball. I am all in for it. Our guy, Danzy
the volleyball
Pham,
team was here today.
Volleyball team was here. They were at the H Association barbecue before the game. I still like you, Ryan. Suspect you arrived somewhere here in reality. Should probably listen to Galen more often, though. If you knew half the shit that came out of his mouth, you would not be saying, listen to that guy more often.
I think
I respect
he wouldn't just be saying it, he'd probably be preaching it at that point if he heard more.
Preaching it. Nobody respects Galen more than I do. And the smartest thing I ever did was ask him to come do this, ask Starnes to come do this, and lost a bet to get Brad here. Sorry, Starnes had a type while driving on the Jersey Turnpike.
It's all good.
Don't hear that one very often.
Wow, we got guys watching this driving. That's crazy.
He never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not watching this while you're driving, I've got problems with you. I think Juwan will be back. I want Damian back. Pope Francis will live. I saw the Pope trending today. I didn't realize it was this guy. I didn't know it was JVR.
All he does is dunk.
Boy, today he had 4.
It seems like every time
ones.
I look up, he's just hanging off the rim when he's not in foul trouble, checking out the game.
I have my shades on right now. Thanks, Galen.
Yeah, I'm cool today.
Javier, his steal and then dunk, he was screaming at Hunter Dickinson. I've never seen him do that before. I think that's the most emotion I've seen.
Talking that shit at Fog Island. Yeah, we're going to see you again, brother. We're going to see you again. Got a return trip. Got to come back to the crib for sure.
I saw that Hunter Dickinson, it was a dislocated shoulder. They popped it back in, but they don't think he's going to play this week. They don't think the other kid's going to play. I can't remember his name.
McCullers.
Probably doing that to
McCullers,
save their
yeah.
reputation, save their
Reputation.
Well, I mean,
yes.
okay, so
Yeah.
if those two aren't starting, I mean, they really have a rotation of about 5.5 guys because their bench is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe a team of that stature.
Yeah,
has
they have
so
a real
few players.
thin. Yes, that's such thin depth. Like, yeah, but I feel like that's always been kind of their way.
Well, I think it's going to be harder for teams in the future to stockpile too deep on elite recruits.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody going to sit around for that. I mean, why would you go? Why would you go sit at the bench for a year and a half, 2 years at a place like Kansas when you can go anywhere? I mean, you can go anywhere. If you can go to Kansas, you can go anywhere.
I mean, yeah, but shit.
Or I mean, you've been recruited everywhere because you're either in those, you're either in
But
the
it's like
McDonald's
even
game.
getting like quality transfer reserves, like I remember when Devontae his last year, he played 40 minutes a night in Big 12 play. He was the only point guard. And it's just like how do you like that's not that good of security having one. You know, like, but I mean, I guess he got the job done. They won the league.
Mm-hmm. Devontae is Devontae Graham still in the league?
Yeah, he's with the Spurs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel like they've always kind of they've always had like a thinner rotation. I mean, shit, look at us.
Yeah. I mean.
We started with 9.
Started with a gang of them, and then you know, Kelvin happens at times, man. Shit.
I'm real glad that Kelvin made a concerted effort to really manage the minutes early on, because boy, is that paying off right now.
Yeah. Especially with Jamal, because remember he was playing like 20 minutes a game, 25 minutes a game for a lot of non-conference, and then.
Yep.
So y'all know how after Jawan makes a free throw, he goes and slaps everybody's hands, and then he does his little ghost low fives. In practice Thursday, the 4s, after they finish practice, they all come together and go 1, 2, 3, 4s. Well, this week it was only Jawan. He's the only one there. And so he's basically doing it by himself. It's just like his after his ghost free throw high fives.
One of the things that every time I see him in an interview with Kelvin, like in a post game, I can't stop watching him, but because he's gonna make some kind of smile or he's gonna make some kind of face that I just can't stop watching. He's just got that devious look on his face.
He's got really big eyeballs. And when a guy has really big eyeballs, you just have to watch him because they're all so animated. And he is always looking around, looking to see who's smiling, who's laughing, who's catching the jokes, who's, what's Kelvin saying. And he's out of control. Back to 4s. This was one of the coolest minutes after the game. Obviously, JoJo had surgery Wednesday or Thursday, maybe. No, it was Wednesday. It was the game day. And so he was not even able to go up and cut his own net. But one of his teammates stood up for him. I thought that was pretty cool.
Pulls your heartstrings, man. Culture.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And the coolest part, those are 2 first-year guys.
Mm-hmm.
They've known each other for what, 9 months now?
Yeah. Great stat, Towns. Seems like all of our stats are coming from everyone else besides our stat guy.
It's weird. We're gonna make him a stats guy. He maybe not as big a number.
I did my job.
He had a good one. I don't know what part. I don't even know what this means, but I thought it had to. It had to be here.
Okay.
Yeah. What a freaking Gabe. I'm starving. Pizza time.
Facts. Somebody give me a piece.
Make that a YouTube short.
I'm starving.
I want my starring stats. You need to rewind and go back and check out your starring stats.
I did my job. Be happy with what you get.
That's not a culture play. Oh, I did my job. No, that's not.
You got to do more. Have these guys not rubbed off on you yet, son?
He's just trying to hit that minimum.
Guys like Starnes.
He's just trying to hit that minimum, man. We need maximum
guys
effort.
Like Starnes, he was like guys like Starnes. They get you beat. God damn, Kelvin.
I
don't know. We expect maximum effort from you, and you just got to pick it up.
I mean, if that's all you got, that's all you got. But I mean, everybody,
you don't have to be happy about it.
Yeah,
just try to hide.
He had as much as Kansas had today. Not enough.
Not enough.
Just showed
Didn't
up.
have it. Yeah. Didn't put all that much effort into it over there on the other sideline tonight.
I still look over here at this box score, and I can't.
Who is that, Ryan?
It's, I believe, a volleyball player.
Oh.
I look over here, and I still can't believe that. I mean, I can believe the score, but I can't believe who we scored that against.
Correct.
Because, I mean, we're used to just beating the hell out of people on senior night. But, I mean, this
a lot of other nights, too.
This is Kansas. I mean, this is blue blood. This is blue blood of blue bloods.
Royalty. Really, though. That's crazy. God.
I mean, it's really weird. I know how good this program is. I know how good this team is. But it's just weird it just feels weird that that's what we are now.
Imposter syndrome damn near.
It really is.
I mean, at some point,
Duke about to get whooped.
The weight of the rings that are on your finger show that it's not an imposter. I mean, you've done it.
Yeah.
Starnes is getting replaced. Michelle says we should have a woman. She has majored in math and statistics.
But can you hoop?
I can't. To be honest. Maximum effort. Kelvin would be proud. The king is dead. Long live the king.
What does that guy be talking about?
Well, Kansas was the king. Kansas is dead. Now there's a new king.
Oh,
yes.
As soon as the old king dies, there's a new king.
Or as soon as you pull the sword from their gurgling corpse and you wipe it off on your on your leg and then sheath it.
You said a gurgling corpse. Hey,
you pull that crown.
You have great diction. Gurgling.
That's
corpse.
what I've always thought about him.
You rip that crown.
Dust it off you.
Exactly.
Blood off you. Yeah.
Then take it, just shove it right there. Pull the crown up, put it on, cock it to the side a little bit.
Absolutely. Gurgling corpse. Bro, this dude is watching live. That's crazy.
What else do you think they're watching?
I mean, but it's just these are. You're right. That was a dumb statement.
Yeah, we don't normally get to them that quick, but
yeah, that's what that meant. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's on me. Yeah. So let's go ahead and close this down. We're going to Kansas City. I'm going Wednesday. Starnes, I think you're going Wednesday.
Sir.
Going to Kansas City.
I like
Ladies and
Kansas
gentlemen.
City.
Ladies and gentlemen, someone sponsor us.
We're getting there.
We make good content. We do good shit.
Yeah.
I don't think we're allowed to have. We're allowed to have beverage companies, but I wish we could.
Why not? Why couldn't we?
I was just showing what I was shipping on. Don't mind me. Ryan, you drink wine, man?
No.
No.
Hang on.
What's the put?
Give me that. Yeah, give it here.
If
I'm
he
going to
did,
show
it would definitely be the finest 2024 box
Jeez.
wine. They do deliver.
They delivered all the way over here, apparently.
Ooh.
Well, it's for Yanez. Don't get it twisted.
What is it?
He didn't even eat any. It looks like it's cheese, pepperoni.
Tell Giannis to bring that over here.
He said bring it over to Starnes. He'll eat some. Go Cougs.
Over here.
See, Yanez doesn't tell people that his media pass says gocougs.com on it.
Trust me.
Just want you all to know.
Whenever y'all order that, make sure you try the wheat crust.
What? Yeah, it does. I'm trying to do a show here, Andy. I understand you don't have a lot of viewers, but we've got.
Good one. Ryan is muted.
You're muted, Ryan.
Did you unplug or something? Oh, it says your mic's not connected.
Yeah. Ryan, why are you creating technical difficulties?
It's the AirPods. I took them out and for that idiot, and now
he's a walking technical difficulty.
Now we have a black screen. God damn, Ryan, son. So what were we at, Ryan?
I don't know. There was pizza, and I took my AirPods out, and then
Life has got all blurry.
I don't know what this means, but somebody thanks you for buying 2 shirts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ching, ching.
And actually, there might be a cotton shirt release on onesubstantial.com. We have gotten some orders shipped out today, so be on the lookout for those that are purchased in time for March Madness.
So you're talking.
Hey, I saw one of your sweatshirts on a fan in the during the game.
No, yeah, I saw a lot.
Oh,
I saw a lot of
30.
that shit. Is crazy. Yeah,
They're everywhere.
Got a bunch of pub.
That's
so you need
crazy.
to go. You need to go clip that, put it on your Instagram, send that out, let everybody know.
Gotcha, Towns.
Yeah, Yeah, get all your social media advice from Brad Towns. How many games would Kansas win in the AAC? I think I could get to as many as Memphis won. Memphis got beat, I think, by double digits again today.
I think they might have a winning record on the road. Maybe.
Yeah.
And Tulane's a tough place to play.
SMU is good. That's funny. Southern Methodist. Damn, Duke about to get their ass whipped on senior night.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I wish I cared.
So let's wrap this up. I think UofH has locked down a 1 seed. I don't think there's any way you lose it at this point.
Not a chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you never, ever, ever know with the NCAA, but I mean, if they haven't locked one down, what do you have to do? I think you're the number 2 overall seed as it stands right now. And I think you're going to go south. You're going to go Memphis and Dallas. And that's perfect. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Go spend some time in Kansas City and then go do that.
Yeah,
Brad, what are your...
I figure
go ahead.
Probably 2 and 3 will be based on tournament. But, I mean, it's really the top 3. It's UConn, Purdue, and us have kind of really separated ourselves from the pack. At least from a ranking perspective. Now, once the brackets are set, throw it all out the window because, man, we have no clue what's going to happen.
I think this team is just too good against overmatched programs. I think you're getting out of that first weekend pretty easy. But then when you get to the second weekend, it's all about matchup. And if you get in a bad Right, but if you're going to get North Dakota State or something in the first round, I don't think that's. What are you doing, Towns?
Sorry, my shoulder's itching.
Is that like a spatula?
It's a back scratcher.
Oh, okay. That would have been funnier. So Starnes is eating pizza. Brad is scratching his back. I'm an idiot. I'm a low info person, and I'm having to carry this shit. Shameful stupidity is what it's called. Shameful stupidity. Galen, what are your final thoughts?
I believe in us, man. I believe in our versatility, our approach, our discipline, our attention to detail. I believe in what we do, regardless of who it's against or the location of the game. I just know that if we're able to have 5 bodies out there on the court, I believe we can win, regardless of who it's against. So hopefully we can, be injury free from this point forward, and try to do what we all think that we can do, which is obviously not only win the conference but win a natty.
There are some questions that people ask us in the chat that I just don't think can be answered. I don't know how to answer this. I don't know what Galen's doing. I don't know.
Galen's doing Galen things, man.
Galen,
it's on a different level,
brother. Get with the program, brother.
Yeah.
He operates through time and space.
No, UH has a 1C. Jamal should have his number retired. Y'all are going to bully me into this. And, I mean, okay. I'm not against it. I mean, I have spent a lot of time with Jamal. Jamal has been a big help to us. He wrote for us about, being Kelvin's point guard, and we love him a lot. I have nothing against him. It's just I'm not there yet. The atmosphere was so much fun. I haven't had that much fun going to UofH basketball. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you won the Big 12 today. Yes, Giannis asked if I wanted some Star Pizza, and I'm at a level in my life where I'm not eating on camera, and that's just how that's going to go. I'm just not doing it.
I think is there? The only question is there any time that you don't want Star Pizza? And that answer is no.
There you go.
You could eat it 4 or 5 times a day.
Starnes, are you ready to talk now?
I won't, but I could if I had it. Yeah.
Thursday. I think it's a 6 p.m. game. Thursday. Starnes, go ahead.
I think, people are going to judge seasons on the postseason and what happens in the tournament. And, I think that's fair, not fair in some ways.
Yeah.
But I think what you've done in this regular season is it could not have gone better. You could not have proven that you belong in the Big 12. And, talking to players and everything, they all felt like they already knew. They just wanted to go and do it. But you could not have proven your worth to the nation, to the conference, better than how you have this year. And I think that in itself just makes this season, an incredible success. No matter, I think, what happens maybe in the Big 12 tournament, in the NCAA, you've done something truly incredible.
You okay there, buddy? Was that your phone?
That was my phone buzzing.
Oh.
Yes.
That sounds like a game show buzzer. The UofH plays at 2:00 on Thursday. I said 6. It's actually 2. You play early that day. You win. You play at 6 p.m. the next day.
Get some time to rest. That's nice.
Yep.
Oh.
Well stated, Starnes.
I see one here. we need to look at, Ryan? We need to make it correct.
That one needed to be talked about. The contract, I do not know this terminology of the contract. It was a hardship contract, which I guess means that the program, the team doesn't have enough bodies.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not an NBA guy. I don't know what that is, but very happy for him.
Well deserved. He's been putting up video game numbers.
What were you about to say, Starnes? Or Towns? Whatever.
That one.
Okay.
See, there's only one thing wrong with that. Star Pizza is church. So
Gentlemen.
I've been a loyal consumer for decades now.
Decades. This could be about anything. I have no clue, but you're probably right. I should let it go. Brad, did you give your final thoughts? I don't even know if we got to that.
Yeah. Champions do what champions do. Big 12, welcome to Houston. There's a new sheriff in town, at least for this year. It's been incredible watching this whole thing come to fruition. Everything went from the first time that U of H was announced to the Big 12. I was always really fired up, not just because we're going to be in a bigger conference and a better conference, but we're playing against people who we care about, at least pay attention to, local teams, regional teams, people who we now have our friends and family of that they went to these schools. So it means more. And I've watched more basketball this year of not U of H, but everybody in the conference. Every single game I'm watching. Every game, because every game's important, and there's always good games going. But it really, this is exactly what I had hoped for, and I really couldn't dream of U of H doing this well in year one, and it's been an incredible journey. And it really doesn't matter. No matter what happens from here, it's not going to change that.
Yeah.
It's been just an unbelievable achievement, and I just can't express well enough how amazing this regular season's been. And, I just hope the ride can continue as long as possible.
Yep.
Back to surviving and advancing.
Third worst loss in Bill Self's tenure at Kansas. If that's true, that is unreal. I bet he's never called 3 timeouts quicker than he called today either.
I thought he was about to call his fourth towards the end of that first half.
It looked like
I thought he was signaling it.
A little of this right here. I was, while you were talking, Brad, something came to me that happened before Damian Dunn went to cut his piece of the net and cut JoJo's as well. He turned to somebody and he was like, "Man, I can't believe it. I just won a title. First time in my life." Yeah. And that's why he came here, is he wanted to be a part of that. And whether he liked how his script played out or not, he was a part of that. And that is the transfer portal is kind of goofy and weird sometimes, but that is a cool part of it, that guys can say, okay, I've done this. Now I want to go actually win. I've gone and scored my points. I've been the man. Now I want to go be part of something bigger than me. And I think that's pretty cool. Before today, 29-point losses to Tech, and then 2019 had been the biggest blowouts in league play. So this might be the biggest he's ever had in league play. Huh. Damian was decisive. We have actually been here so long doing this that Sean told us earlier that he was going to dinner with his wife, and now he's back. So, yeah. So we're going to wrap it up on that. There's one more comment that we got to get to.
Shameful, stupid.
No, we've gotten to that one. We've gotten to that one 5 or 6 times. Everybody gets their final thoughts, and Sean's got one too.
Yes, sir.
Rock, chalk.
Absolutely. Fuck
Galen.
y'all.
There you go. This week, Go Cougs did a ton of amazing content. Football Spring, Emmanuel's essay. We had Chris Pesman's interview. Jamie's breakdowns of Kansas. It's been a lot of good stuff. And we're going to Kansas City. We're going to just keep it churning. The Daily Cougar's doing a lot. Our YouTube channel is blowing up. We're about to go over 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please do. There's good shit on there. And all we do is keep uploading and uploading and uploading, and we're just going to just keep doing that. So,
and now Ryan's got the fancy camera.
I got the fancy camera.
We can do even more cooler stuff.
And yeah, I actually got a little close at football this week and got some things I wasn't supposed to get. So we have to check that out. The microphone's too good.
Oh, I thought you were saying you got a little close and you got run over. I saw you.
No,
nearly got run over.
I told Starnes, if I die, just go on the internet and say he died happy.
Starnes, when he gets close to the field and there's a possibility of him getting run over, can you please film that?
Yeah. The camera's going to get it. I was standing right next to the goalpost, and they were running routes deep in the end zone across the middle. And Manjack nearly got me, and then a little guy nearly got me. Teichman, I think his name is. And that could have been it. That could have been all for me. But we've lived to see another day. They're off this week. The coaches are getting out of town. But yeah.
They're going to carry that Big 12 trophy with them on recruiting trips?
The football team?
No, I thought you were talking about Kelvin and them. They were going to go on a recruiting trip.
No, I was talking football coaches. Their vacation this week.
Oh.
They only get
right.
4 weeks away from the team now because of
I forget it's
everything.
I forget
spring break. Yeah.
Never had one of those.
Facts. Never.
March Madness should be good for business. You better believe it. Nobody's doing more. That's great content. Talking about, I think, the Damian Dunn story. Amazing content. Great job, guys. Okay, Galen, get off my screen. Jeff Perdue says, keep it up. Love all the coverage. Great show. Great season. Such a fun year. Starnes' phone keeps going off. I'm not 100% sure what this is. Sunglasses, and I can't tell what the other thing is.
Oh, me. Maybe.
Finger pointing.
Oh, it's a finger pointing. That's what it is. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
I'm blind. I don't know what I'm letting go now, but there we go.
And
I don't think Jack likes me.
Thank you to everybody who shows up week in, week out, all the new people who come in, whether it's your first time, second time, whatever. Because as you can see, you guys are a big part of what we do. And we appreciate everybody being here.
GoBooze.com. We're going to keep dropping hot shit. Well, Ryan is. I'll be on here.
You're just going to hang out. That's fine. And Starnes going to bring it back, Starnes. Bring it back. Give me that. Look at that star pizza coming at him.
Hey, Starnes is going crazy over there, though.
I'm hungry.
I ain't heard my brother say a word.
I'm hungry.
Oh, that shit. How many pieces you ate so far, bro?
This is my third.
Damn. He ain't playing no games.
Thanks for doing these shows. Look forward to listening to them after. Our crowds have grown exponentially, and there's over 400 people on the stream right now. And when we started, it was pitiful. It was me and Starnes and our mothers, and my mother stopped watching. And
I would watch sometimes.
I'm on.
yeah,
She's still
Towns
watching.
would be like, "Oh yeah, y'all did do a show, huh?"
Yeah, I
That's
fell
neat.
asleep. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Houston needed this show.
Damn.
Students have to eat when it's free. He gets a lot of free meals.
I'm gonna eat all of them.
Much love, Ryan, Towns, and the Godfather.
Both of me.
All the Towns.
What the hell?
Yeah. Oh well.
Pain, and anguish.
Next time, Starnes. Next time.
You know, I wish I could hear like the people who are watching because I want to do like a rock chalk and then have them say "fuck y'all," but I wouldn't be able to hear it. Damn it!
We could have them just send you videos on Twitter.
1, 2, 3, rock chalk.
Fuck yeah!
How about this version? Tops drop, trunks pop, go Cougs.
I can't say that.
Yeah, it sounded weird coming from me.
Drop, chunks pop. Watch for the pop.
It's a
Subscribe because Fritz is letting you do that. Shout out to Fritz, man.
Yeah. And he could let us go and we didn't go, or we wouldn't cover it like we do. Oh, we're going to have stuff Monday from Friday's practice. Just thought we needed to give basketball the room to breathe this weekend because there's so much basketball content. And I've got family and stuff I got to do. And, you know, but there's going to be some good football stuff Monday. Then they'll be off for a week. We'll be in Kansas City. And then we'll be back for at least a day or two, the first week of the tournament. And then, depending on UofH's schedule, should be Friday game in the tournament, not Thursday. So there we go. We're at 419 right now. Connor, this is 100% the best comment we've had today. Y'all are still here? Not anymore. We're going. GoCougs.com. Thanks for watching, Cats. Starnes Leland, sports editor of the Cougar. Brad Towns walked 9 guys in 3 innings at LSU. Galen Robinson took Hoffines from. Okay, that's pretty good. This to the crazy atmosphere you had here today. And I'm the other guy that just can't get enough of watching these Cougars and then talking about them. Thank y'all so much. Okay, I said Connor's comment was the best. Scratch that. Fuck off, Connor. I think you guys need a Frenchie sponsorship. I have been trying. We're going to put Galen on that when he gets back from Birmingham. What? Okay, that's just boobs, Ann. Yeah, put your face on the thing. He walked 9 in 3 innings. You know a coach loves you when he allows you to walk 9 guys in 3 innings.
Hey, man, I was really bad.
This is look at that. Look at that. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you in Kansas City this week. Jesus, wrap it up, Ryan.